I'm back.
I'm back. Welcome to the video store. 2024 was a great year when it comes to movies. I know it's a little bit late, but I wanted to take a little bit of time to go over my best picks of 2024. Stay tuned until the end to find out exactly which movie was my favorite of last year.
Run.
Alien Romulus was one of my most anticipated movie of the year, and it delivered, mostly. There are some bad things when it comes to the story. It's set between Alien and Aliens, so the 1979 classic from Ridley Scott and James Cameron action masterpiece. I thought it was great, some inconsistencies in the stories, but overall I feel like it captured the vibe of what the original movies were like. For that, I was truly happy to see it in IMAX. It was one of the great moments I had at the movies. It was a pretty good time. Not a perfect movie, but a very good sci-fi movie. I think it's a step in the right direction when it comes to Alien. Hopefully, the upcoming Alien Earth will capture the vibe of the original saga like Romulus did.
But to get home, Furiosa fought the world.
Furiosa was one of my most anticipated movie of the year, Mad Max Fury Road. It stands as one of my favorite movies from the 2010. And I think Furiosa is not as good, but still was a visually stunning action dystopian film. Anna Taylor-Joy is great in the titular role, same thing as Chris Hemsworth. Overall, I thought it was a little bit lengthy, but it was still a great epic ride in the Mad Max world. Still worth your time if you're a fan of the original Mad Max trilogy and the movie with Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy.
He who can destroy a thing has the real control of it.
Dune Part 2. I gotta go with my homeboy, Denis Villeneuve. Dune Part 2 is a visual feast. Denis Villeneuve really nailed it with this one. I love the first one, but I think the second one was a little bit better. I think it deserved way more praise. I know some find it boring, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. I see Denis Villeneuve's sci-fi movies as more like intellectual. His movies take their time to develop, not everything is given. There's a lot of things that are not being said, they're just being shown. Dune Part 2 follows in Dune Part 1's footstep. Great movie all around. It was great to see it in IMAX as well, and cannot wait for the third movie.
Well, ladies, I think it is time.
Time for what?
Time for enlightenment.
Oh.
Heretic. This one I thought was incredible, and I think the biggest asset of that movie is definitely Hugh Grant. He's fantastic in the villain role. I love the discourse in this movie. I love the analogies that it brings with things like, if you watch it you'll know, but like Monopoly as an example. And yeah, I thought it was really well delivered. Hugh Grant was fantastic. I really liked him as a villain in Dungeons and Dragons, but in this one he's pure evil. I like the way that, you know, it escalates, and I think the cast all around was great. Really worth your time if you're looking for a great thriller, psychological thrillers.
I need to report a crime.
Rebel Ridge. This Netflix movie was better than what I expected. I really like the social commentary. It has a great lead actor. I thought it was a great thriller. There's a lot of tension. It reminded me a little bit of the first Rambo, First Blood. A new guy in town and struggling and fighting against police force. It has some emotional scenes in there. You're really rooting for the main good guy. It's in the upper tiers of Netflix cinema.
Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go for it.
Deadpool and Wolverine. It's coming from a guy that's experiencing a lot of superhero fatigue. If you know me a little bit, you know that I love subversive superhero movies or shows. The Boys is one of my favorite shows. Same thing as, you know, movies like Kick-Ass, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I like the movies that are a little bit out there, not, you know, the typical superhero movies. I like the ones that bring a lot of dark humor and Deadpool and Wolverine is all that and more. It's funny as hell. It has a great soundtrack. Seeing Hugh Jackman together along with Ryan Reynolds is a treat, and other cameos. By now I think everybody knows, but you know, it's minor spoiler. Blade, seeing Blade for me, Wesley Snipes' Blade, was something else, same as Elektra. Really worth your time if you like the other Deadpool movies. If you like the X-Men movies, I'm a huge fan of Fox movies pre-Marvel. I think it's a blast. Not, you know, the best movie ever, especially from a narrative standpoint, but I laughed my ass off along with the rest of the audience in the room.
The so-called Western forces of Texas and California have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Civil War. This one was a particular movie. It still haunts me until today, especially in the current climate. It was an intense movie, seeing it in theater. The sound, the visuals, it's well acted. This movie doesn't take any detour. It's in your face. What stuck with me is the overall context. In today's political climate, this movie is kind of an essential movie to watch. I sometimes feel like we're on the verge of experiencing what we're seeing on screen. You know, it's funny enough, but movies like The Purge don't seem like that far off. They say that reality is stranger than fiction. Well, Civil War kind of brought that up on the screen. And yeah, hard-hitting movie if you're looking for a slow-paced action thriller.
That's me, Colt Sievers, and this is my hero's journey.
We just start from the top.
The Fall Guy, Emily Blunt, Ryan Gosling. It's just a fun movie. It's not the best movie, but it kind of reminded me of like 80s, 90s romantic comedies, when comedies were taking a little bit more chances. Just a fun movie exploring stuntman work, and yeah, I thought the chemistry was there between the two leads. Really a fun time. You know, just put your brain on off and watch this one if you're looking for something that's a little bit light. I really liked it. Thought it was funny.
I promise you, it'll all be over soon.
Joey,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about what's gonna happen to you.
Abigail. Just a great vampire horror comedy. The last horror vampire comedy that I watched was Rainfield, which was pretty good, but Abigail was a notch upward. It's dark humor at its finest, a little bit like Ready or Not was. Alicia Weir, 14-year-old actress who plays Abigail, is killing it on screen. She literally burns the screen. She's amazing. Very creepy. She could turn into this beast in a matter of seconds. I really, really, really enjoyed this one. I think the cast was great as well all around. Really worth your time. If you're looking for a great horror comedy, this one might be right up your alley.
He must become more than a man. He must become a beast.
Monkey Man, an amazing action movie. For me, it's up there with the likes of The Raid or even the Dread movie, which was incredible, and I'm still waiting for a sequel to that one, which I don't think is going to be happening. Great setting in India, great music, great fight scenes, so a lot of great things overall. An amazing time if you're looking for a revenge movie that hits hard, that's pretty violent, really worth your time.
You'll regret this.
We'll just need to fight back. I'm gonna tell them everything you ever did.
FBI, open up. Are you threatening me?
Love Lies Bleeding, such an amazing movie with Kristen Stewart, Kitty M. O'Brien, who's amazing in this movie, and also Ed Harris, who's always fantastic on screen. It reminded me of movies like A History of Violence from David Cronenberg. It has that very gritty tone, very fleshy type of vibe. It has some eerie sound, so kind of like, yeah, Cronenberg-esque or David Lynch-esque to some extent. Very violent movie, uneasy movie, unsettling. I really, really enjoyed that one. I thought it was a hard-hitting thriller, great romantic thriller with great performances. It really kept me on the edge of my seat.
Where's Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice.
Feel free to express yourselves. Don't be afraid.
Beetlejuice 2. So I already talked about this movie on this channel. It's not a perfect sequel. I think it would have been better if it would have been made back in the 90s. Some actors weren't returning for various reasons. But overall, I love Tim Burton. So for me, it was a special moment seeing most of the cast back on screen, including Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder. Jenna Ortega is also great in this movie. I thought there was a couple of things that weren't working when it comes to the story itself. I think they were trying to scramble too many things at the same time in this movie. I thought it was still a strong sequel considering the time in between the original one and 2024.
All right, boys, try and keep up.
Come on, Granddaddy-O. We've got dirt to do.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Okay, it's not the best movie, but for me it was a really entertaining time. I really like what they have done with the Sonic intellectual property. And I think like the main standout of this one, well, Kenny Reeves is great as Shadow, but what really made this movie for me is Jim Carrey. Yeah, he was in the first one, the second one, but in the third one, he's totally unhinged. It reminded me of the old Jim Carrey from the 90s, from the Cable Guy era, or the Dumb and Dumber or Ace Ventura period. He's really out there. It's as if they gave him a hall pass and they said like, do your thing. And just for that, I think it was a great time being in theater and watching this one. As an adult who grew up with the Sega Genesis and the Sonic games, I think they're really doing a great job in terms of video game adaptation. And for that, if you're looking for a movie that's light and you like the first one and the second one, well, I'm sure you're gonna like the third one.
This is Joy, coming to you live in Riley's mind. Make some noise! Sadness is in the house!
Inside Out 2. Then again, I watched this one at the beginning of 2025 and I remember really liking the first one. I believe that this franchise is great at summarizing the psychological mechanism of the human mind, and the sequel is doing exactly that. We're just catching up with Riley, who's now becoming a teenager with all the hormones coming. So it's funny, it's witty. I cannot wait for a third one. I thought it was an incredible movie. Then again, really heartwarming. I thought there were some real emotional peaks. Really worth your time if you like the first one. Like Pixar Soul, I think this movie goes above when it comes to subtext. If you didn't have the chance to see it and you like the first one, definitely something to add on your bucket list.
Ce jour-là, ma vie allait enfin prendre un nouveau tournant.
1995, it was made in my own province of Quebec. It's the fourth movie of a trilogy. I really recommend that you catch up with all of them. I think they're available with subtitles somewhere online. They're funny movies. They're going to tell you a bit more about what it's like to live here in my own province of Quebec, Canada. All the movies are fictional takes on Ricardo Trogi, who's the director. It's a heartwarming movie. There are some really emotional scenes. It has some great political and social commentaries. Really a movie that I believe transcends boundaries. Really worth your time. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry. There are some amazing family scenes, especially a father and son scene. And I watched this one with my parents in theater, so that was a great moment being with the two of them, and I say hi to them at the same time. I really recommend that you catch up on these. We have some great cinema in Quebec. If you haven't watched it, there's a video called Ciné Cadeau that I released at the beginning of January. I recommend that you catch up on this one. It's all in French with subtitles. I intend to talk about other Québécois movies, Québécois movies in the near future. So maybe you can understand a little bit more of where I'm coming from. I'm gonna cheat on two movies. They were released at the tail end of 2023, but they were released in other countries in 2024.
Kohlrabi, die Kinder essen wahnsinnig viel Kohlrabi.
Die herrliche Zeit, die wir im gastlichen Hause verlebten, wird immer mit zu unseren schönsten Urlaubserinnerungen gehören. Im Osten steht unser Mord.
The first movie is The Zone of Interest. It's a movie about a family living near the Auschwitz camp, concentration camp in Germany in 1943. You don't really see the horror of what's happening in the concentration camp, but it's just always there, always present. So there's that constant contrast between the nice family life and just the proximity of the camp. Really a hunting movie. It's an essential movie. It's really unique in the way that it depicts the World War II and especially the concentration camps. It's movie 101, essential, you gotta see. Not a fun watch, really hunting. Really, really, really recommended. I think it's great cinema, but not a light watch, obviously.
But there are always an unfortunate few who have nowhere to go for the holidays. They're known as the holdovers.
Mr. Hunnam.
Hello, Mary.
I heard you got stuck with babysitting duty this year. How'd you manage that?
The Holdovers, really a wholesome movie with Paul Giamatti. It has a great cast. Kind of reminded me of the Dead Poets Society. Really great performances all around. Really great human movie with some light touch, but also some emotional beats. It's a good movie to see around the holidays as well. It's not a Christmas movie. You know, I like the winter vibe. And shout out to Divine Joy Randolph. She's an amazing actress. She's stealing all her scenes. Same thing for Paul Giamatti. And also Dominic Sessa. This young guy is very talented. He's great in that role. Really recommended.
Hey, Benji, I just got to the airport. I really hope you left already. Oh, God, you made it.
What's up, cuz? I got some good shit from when we land.
Wait, you're not like taking weed into Poland, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Benji?
They don't give a shit about that stuff, man.
I think they very much do give a shit about that.
Yeah.
A Real Pain. Really love that movie. It's more like an artsy type of travel drama. Jesse Eisenberg is great in his role, but I thought that it was a little bit same old in the way that, you know, his character is developed. But I thought Kieran Culkin was stealing every scene. He's fantastic in this role. He's, a real pain, but he really drives it home. I thought it was great. The music was amazing, was really well filmed. I thought it was really well tied together. It's not a fast-paced movie, but I think if you're looking for a more artsy drama, I think this is a really good one to see. I really enjoyed it, and I saw it then again in 2025. So it's a good thing that I've waited to do that top movies of 2024 right up till now, because now I can talk about a bunch of movies that I catch up on in January and February.
Gemma?
Smile 2. It's another movie that I've been wanting to see in theater, but I've missed it. I really, really, really enjoyed the first Smile movie. I have a video on it on the channel, so I'm gonna put the link upward. So if you wanna catch up with it afterwards. But I thought the first movie was an effective suspense. The second one is also great. Not as scary, I would say, but it has some haunting visual image. The gore is up there. The main lead, Naomi Scott, is fantastic in her role. Overall, it has some disturbing imagery, some very effective scene. I was expecting a little bit more out of it, but I still thought that for a horror movie, it was pretty good for a sequel. If you like the first one, I think you're gonna like the second one, even though the first one is a little bit better.
You tramped all the way from Minnesota. Why is that?
I wanted to catch a spark.
A Complete Unknown from James Mangold. I really like musical biopics. Straight Out of Compton, The Doors from Oliver Stone with Val Kilmer was incredible. I also like, from the same director, Walk the Line. I could go on and on, but I thought A Complete Unknown was great. It was a little bit long, but Timothée Chalamet is incredible. I was impressed on how he was able to sing Bob Dylan songs. And also another standout for me was Edward Norton. At the beginning, I didn't recognize him. I didn't know he was in that movie. I was like, he really looks like Edward Norton, and he's fantastic in this movie. I love Edward Norton. American History Generation X is one of my favorite movies, same thing as Fight Club. So for me, seeing him on screen was fantastic. If you have a good 2.5 hours to spare, I really recommend this one. I think it's worth your time.
But you didn't. And that is led to all of this.
Longlegs, amazing movie. It kind of has like a Silence of the Lambs type of movie, but also with supernatural type of aspect. It has some hunting visuals. It has a great cast. Micah Monroe as the lead is incredible, but I think the standout is Nick Cage. He's scary, he's creepy, he's over the top like the good old Nick Cage, but at the same time he brings something terrifying to the character. Really a movie that takes its time. It's a slow burn, but I really enjoyed it. I wish I would have seen it in theater. And then again, it's a movie that I've watched at the beginning of 2025. If you like slow burn, supernatural thrillers, it has a retro vibe. It feels gritty, dirty. You feel this presence throughout the movie. A movie that gets under your skin. It's not the movie that's gonna have like jump scares. It just sets the tone and the mood. I think you're either gonna really like it or you're gonna dislike it. I'm in the former camp. I really enjoyed that movie. It's that type of movie that you're gonna remember for a long time afterwards. Before I talk about my favorite movie, my top one of 2024, there are a couple of movies that I intend to see soon. The first one is Transformer 1. It's an origin story for the Transformers. I like the Transformers saga. They're not always great. They're popcorn movies for the most part. I'm a fan of some of the Michael Bay's movies, especially the first one. The first Transformer movie captured the vibe of the cartoon from the 80s. But I've only heard like incredible things about this new entry in the Transformers franchise. So this one is something that I'm gonna watch very soon. Another robot movie, The Wild Robot. I've heard amazing things about it. From what I've seen, it reminds me of The Iron Giant, which was and still is a masterpiece. Cannot wait to sink my teeth into it. It's pretty much next on my bucket list. Saturday night, I love biopics, as I mentioned earlier when talking about A Complete Unknown. And this one seems great. I like Saturday Night Lives as well. So looking forward to seeing that one as well. And overall, I've heard good things about it. Speak No Evil, I really want to talk about the Danish original movie. It's one of the gloomiest movies I've seen in recent years. When it ended, I really felt bad. The movie lingered on with me throughout the month. I think it's been 6 months since I've seen it. The ending is haunting. It was a slow burn movie. The new movie with James McAvoy seems more American. Obviously, it's Americanized, so I intend to see it and compare the two. And maybe I'll do a comparison between the two. We'll see. All right, let's talk about my favorite movie of the year. Without a doubt, The Substance.
This is The Substance.
Such a mind-bending movie. If you've seen my review, you know that this movie really struck a chord within me. It's over the top, it's gory, it has that Cronenberg, Stanley Kubrick, and a bunch of other influences all mixed up in one. Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore, they're just incredible in the role. Dennis Quaid is fantastic as this sleazy producer douchebag. It hits all the right notes. It's great for underground cinemas to have movies like this. It makes Hollywood want to take more risk, so that's a great thing. The Substance is really the antithesis to playing it safe. Really recommend it. If you haven't watched my review, please take a few minutes to watch it. I think you're gonna enjoy it. I kind of felt uneasy seeing this movie in theater, even though I'm usually pretty good in enduring some gory and vomit-inducing scenes. So yeah, watch the review if you'd like to learn more about my experience watching this movie in theater.
Been a slight misuse of the substance.
Until I see you again at the store, Brainiacs. So to paraphrase the Substance tagline, "You are one," I'll say, "We are one." Thank you for watching.
You are one.